good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition covering the International Court of Justice examining the legality of Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories. And with us over the phone is Mr. Abdel, political analyst. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. Hello to you and the dear viewers.
It's our pleasure having you, sir. Mr. Amr, Egypt addressed on Wednesday the International Court of Justice, which is examining the legality of Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories. Now, how do you see this taking place today, and what's your overall opinion on what's taking place today?
I believe this is an honorable step to be taken by the Egyptian diplomacy and the Egyptian leadership towards achieving the target that Egypt is the first power and the first force on this region that can achieve that target with declaring to the whole world and going through even beyond declaring to the world that there is no legality of any colonization in the whole world, and to remind the world, the free world, that the Israeli occupation to the Arabic land is the last colonization in this era we are living. All colonizations have ended, and we personally, as Egypt, we have ended the British colonization by the revolution, July 23rd, 1952, and helped nations to free for freedom and independence in Africa and in the Arabic region and the Arabic East to have and to gain their independence. I believe Egypt have accomplished that target before and can today accomplish that target again, freeing the whole lands and nations all around Egypt, making and setting an example of a leading country. We have helped. 2 months ago, there was a lawsuit from South Africa and another honorable suit from South Africa against the Israeli colonization to Palestine.
Right.
Even South Africa, we have helped South Africa to gain its own independence. We supported the independence of South Africa, and Nelson Mandela realized and recognized ex-president, ex-leader, Gamal Abdel Nasser as a freer and a leader for independence in the whole continent. This is the role that Egypt deserves to have and to achieve and to finally get it done and make the whole world watch how Egypt can be the real reasonable power, the reasonable and diplomatic force that can achieve what the armies can do in a time of peace. We don't need for a war right now. We need for prosperity and peace all over the region that is filled with hostile moves and hostile actions by the Zionism around us, from the Zionist existence or from the Zionist powers that are supporting the Zionist existence against the Arabic rights in the occupied land.
Right. Mr. Abdel, Egypt addressed the gathering today where Yasmin Moussa, the Foreign Ministry's legal advisor, said Palestinians were facing a collective punishment over the past 25 years. She also noted that the Israeli occupation prevented the path of humanitarian aid to Gaza continuously. She also added that the Israeli occupation for Palestinians is the longest occupation over modern history. Now, how do you comment on Egypt's address, and what were the most important points highlighted by Egypt?
Those are all facts that most of the Western powers were just looking the other side from it, and they have forgotten and deliberately avoided to take actions, positive actions towards such human massacres that went on against the Arabs in the occupied land. And I believe, I'm sure that such a power like the U.S. power that have deliberately committed brutal war crimes against countries like Iraq, like in Syria, like in Libya, can never be the trusted power or the trusted side to confine with him the rights of freedom. Egypt will set the example for a true reasonable power that can defend freedom. And the speech of Egypt in the International Court of Justice represent that point of view. They represent those situations that have never changed for a bit, for one day, since 100 years. We have supported that case. Without Egypt, there wouldn't have been any case to discuss, to defend. We have fought for the rights of the occupied land. We have fought 3 times for those occupied lands, and it's time now for these units' existence to know this is the last chance of peace, for them to recognize the independence of a state, of a Palestinian free state, or else there are going to be consequences. We must realize that their hostile actions and their brutal Holocaust against the Arabs in the occupied land will never go unpaid. They will pay, but at the time we take action on. Today you are talking peace, so this is the last chance for these units' existence to take that chance, to grab the last chance of peace by recognizing the rights of the Arabic lands in the occupied Palestine, and to at least commit to the resolution of having 2 states solution, an independent state, a total associations state for the Palestinians, not just a state without army or a state without police, a total recognized association state in Palestine. This what the Palestinians deserve after 100 years of struggling for independence and freedom.
Right. Mr. Abdel, also the Foreign Ministry's legal advisor, stated that the Israeli occupation has violated international law and UN resolution. She also stated that it seeks expanding settlements and forcing displacement of Palestinians. Now, she also accused Israel of committing brutal genocide against the Palestinian people. What's your take on that?
Well, of course, according to the international law, there are what Israel has committed in the occupied land is war crimes and genocide. That goes without saying by all terms of the law. I really praise and honor that honorable situation that Egypt has taken in with such a step. Despite any crises we are going through, despite any conflicts, despite any hard times we are going through, Egypt has never abandoned its role, its mission as a guardian of this whole nation, the whole Arabic nation, and the guardian of this continent. Egypt is right now truly fighting with the force of law against unjust occupation and unjust colonization of a nation that has suffered for even more than 200 years. the Palestinians have suffered since the Ottoman colonization that have allowed unlegitimate Jews to come and settle in Palestine since the Ottoman colonization. Afterwards, they have the British colonization have even established the Zionist existence with force of power and deceiving, and with the finance of the Rothschilds in an Arabic land since more than 10,000 years. This land belonged to Sam, son of Noah, since 10,000 years. It's time for such a black spot in the history of this nation to be wiped out. It's time for independence and freedom. And as I said, this is the last chance of peace for Israel.
Mm-hmm. In Egypt's address also, it was stated that depriving Palestinians' right to live on their territories is considered a war crime, stressing that the Israeli occupation should secure civilians' safety and protection. Now, how can this be achieved, in your opinion?
Well, this can be achieved by more pressure and more lawsuits and more legitimate actions against an illegitimate occupation. Mm-hmm. I believe that step after step, with patience and persistence, we can achieve that goal. We have all saw how the Zionist army in Palestine and in Gaza Strip has lost its power against some troopers, some resistance fighters, fighting with handmade weapons against an arsenal of technology and high-tech army. We have witnessed how coward they are, how they are don't have a case to fight for, how they withdraw against any face-to-face action in the fields. I believe that it's time for the whole world to realize that Egypt and the Eastern powers will defend that right and will achieve it with peace or with war.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, sir, also the Security Council representative asserted to remove the obstacles facing establishment of a Palestinian state. Now, how can this be achieved, sir?
Well, we believe we need to find and to have a new resolution from the UN. And I believe that Mr. Guterres can be trusted with such a resolution. I believe the UN now its own move to take, and I believe that this is time for a new international resolution to end and to put an end, a final action with law against the occupation, and with this we can have all rights to defend our Arabic rights. excuse me, in the Arabic lands in Palestine. With such step, with such action taken by the UN, we realize now that we put the Zionist existence back to the wall, and then we can have all actions free for us to take. We are free to take any action or any choice of action we can take, whether peacefully or other ways.
Mm-hmm. Sir, as I mentioned, the Security Council asserted the importance of removing obstacles facing the establishment of a Palestinian state. Now, how do you see the role of the international community and international organizations in trying to reach an end to what's taking place in Palestine?
Well, I believe that the whole nations all over the world are pressing the regimes in the West to take different actions. And I believe that the international organizations have all agreed upon there are war crimes against the Palestinians. There is no one side, one organization, one nation are not witnessing those crimes. And I believe with pressure from the nations on the regimes in Europe and in the U.S. and other countries, and with the legitimate force of law of the international organizations, we can apply a resolution against this Zionist existence. They are now under siege of law, under siege of truth. It's a moment of truth in this era that we are living on.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Mr. Abdel Rahman, political analyst. Many thanks for your insight. And dear viewers, that was our coverage for this hour for the International Court of Justice gathering today. We will be back with you for more updates throughout the rest of the day. Many thanks for watching.